Alrighty, this is take 4 now. I was having like Avengers level battles with this microphone trying to get it to work because I'm not like a tech person. I'm not a social media guru. All I do is draw, and even that is generous, especially like tying into what I want the main theme for this video to be, about like creative overwhelm and having like too many ideas. Yeah, it's been like a fat minute since my last video. I think it's been like 30 days or something, which is kind of crazy, but I mean, I am a student, I do work, so I don't always have the time to be posting. But what I'm going to talk about today, like, I feel like that I don't feel like I know it's directly correlated with the, lack of art, or at least posting, that I've been not doing on all my social medias. But then before I get into that, I'm just gonna explain a little bit about what's going on the screen. So as the title says, this is a Kirby Speedpaint. If you don't know who Kirby is, I'll put him up on screen, but he's a little Japanese like Nintendo video game mascot. I used to play, he had games on the DS and the 3DS. I guess now those consoles are considered retro, which is crazy to me. He had Kirby Superstar Ultra and Kirby Mass Attack on the DS and the 3DS, and I used to play those games religiously. I would play them all day. I recently got emulators for them, and I really want to get another 3DS, but they're kind of expensive. But anyway, I was like, let me just, back in March actually, I made you can see on the screen, I might like put an arrow or something, but on the side you can see there's like little human designs. There's actually 10 of those, and I might put those on the screen as well, because like last March or something, I made like 10 human designs for Kirby, because if you don't know, in Kirby Mass Attack you were playing as 10 Kirbys, right? And he got like split up into 10. It's a long story. I was like, let me design 10 different human designs for like what I would think Kirby would look like in like a quote-unquote modern era. So I decided to throw together a little Valentine's Day doodle for, I don't even know if you can call this a doodle, but a little Valentine's Day illustration for the two of them. So that's what's going on in the background. If anything comes up that I feel like is worth noting, mention it in the voiceover, but I kind of want to stay on topic because it's a lot to talk about and I only have like 20 minutes. So I don't know. I'm just going to say it straight up, like, too much creativity fucking blows, dude. It sucks. It's like a spectrum almost, because you have people all the way on this side who don't have enough ideas, like they can never think of what exactly they want to draw or like what to draw. And then you have people on the far other side of the spectrum where I am, where there's just too many ideas, there's inspiration and motivation all over the place, and it's just so much that you can't even like put a stake in the ground and actually work on something for long enough to see like meaningful progress. Because I feel like most artists, we enjoy the process, but we also enjoy the output, like the final product. That's not the whole point of art, but when you draw, obviously you make something, and I want to see something be made, but I also want to show that thing that I'm making to other people. But if you never finish anything, if you can't lock in for long enough to see that progress, then it kind of feels like you're just spinning your wheels and you're just doing like fuck all. And like this can manifest in so many different ways. Like, there are people who they just have like so many stories, or people who have so many characters, people who have so many interests. Like, it kind of ties into that whole like Renaissance man, Renaissance woman, or whatever thing that's going on, where you got people who have just so many talents and interests that they can never invest long enough into one to see any like real progress, because every skill requires you to put at least something in to get something out of it. But you have to put this skill or the effort in, I guess, to see those fruits. But when you just have so many and you don't know which one to go with, like, because you want to see all of your talents, all of your ideas, you want to see them all come to life, but it's so difficult choosing like which one you actually want to go with. Like, who's going to get my attention right now, and how long are they going to get it for? Kind of easy to say, oh, this illustration will take me a day, but especially for longer projects like comics or graphic novels or animations, all the pilots that have been dropping on YouTube for some reason, all those take months at the least. When you have just so many ideas, like you feel like you're spending months on just one, and your inspiration is getting pulled into like 10 different directions, and you never, or at least I have no idea like which one is worth investing all that time in, because they all mean it the same amount to me. Like nothing sticks out, I guess, as like I have to do this right now. Like they all mean a lot to me, because I've been spending basically my whole life, you know, like coming up with these stories and writing the characters, and well, I don't write, but you know, I guess designing the characters, crafting them and everything. So I mean, I don't know, there's pros and cons to each side of the spectrum, right? I've been told like, oh, you're lucky, I wish I could have all these ideas, like, you know, you have a wide skill set, because I have a bunch of styles and I have a bunch of, you know, stories and stuff. Like each story basically gets its own style. So, you know, I've been told like, oh, your range gives you more skill than like say one person who's like dug their heels into their one idea, their one style, whatever. But to me personally, if the people who have like 1 to 2 goals or ideas that they're working on, they're the lucky ones in my opinion, because they don't run out of like fuel for one, likely, at least. Like I can only speak from my experience, but from what I'm seeing, like they wake up and they know, okay, I gotta work on my story, not story A, story B, story C, but my story, or I gotta work on my painting, my project, because that's the only one really that's around. That's not to say that there are artists who only work on one singular project at a time. I mean, there might be, but again, I can only speak from my own experience. But I feel like lots of artists, they know what they're getting into, I guess, and their expectations are like more level with themselves. Like they kind of know what they want to do, and they know like, this story that I've been working on since I was 10 years old, that's what I want to be a graphic, you know, novelist for. Like that's what I want to do. And they've known that for years, and so they've had the energy and the motivation or whatever the time to I guess craft the story like to their liking and build up the skills that they need for that one graphic novel or whatever it is. Oil painting, song, like it could be any like creative endeavor. I'm just using art because that's what I do, but it can really be any creative, even like it doesn't have to be really like creative, like it could be just anything you have to do, like anything you have to make, like building a fucking house or something. I mean, there are like solutions to this, like, you know, most people would say, oh, we'll just pick one. Like, obviously, like the only way you're going to see like meaningful progress in any like story is just by picking one and then sticking to it. But I don't, at least me personally, like I don't pick my inspiration. I don't pick what I see that inspires me or what story is like calling to me at that moment, because it can change. It can change from day to day, hour to hour, even. Like if I hear a song that reminds me of one story, I'm like, oh, I should draw that song or that story or whatever. And then I'm creating a new canvas. Like you can see on the screen, I've got like 3 canvases up on Clip Studio at one time, which usually is more than that. I actually closed a bunch because I was like recording and I didn't want my computer to be super loud. But I usually have like 5-6 drawings going at one time, just because of like the sheer volume of ideas that I get, and I don't want to let any of them go, because I don't. In the past, I've tried to, you know, condense all my inspiration to one story. Like I've tried to control, I guess, the waves of inspiration that's like crashing all the time. And I was like, okay, I'm only gonna work on this one story, and I didn't jump at any other ideas as they came to me, which, like, you know, kind of like low-key, that's what you're supposed to do. But during that time, I just felt so like stagnant almost. I felt like bored working on the story. Like I lost my passion, I guess, like my inspiration for the story that I was working on, like drawing for and stuff, because that's the only thing that I was seeing. And I got like bored of it almost, and it kind of like caused an art block I mean, I know, like, say, calling in our block is like giving it power or whatever. You're not supposed to do that, I know, but I can't really think of anything else to call it. So I ended up not drawing, and that's what happened last month. That's why I didn't post anything last month, because I didn't have any art to record and post. I'm not like above picking a story, but picking one often, it by definition, it means not investing in any of the other ones and trying to foster your creativity and foster your ideas as they come is like borderline impossible. And so now I'm kind of like bouncing in between projects, like the Kirby fan art, and then I have like a commission, I think, on there, and then like another piece, like I'll just randomly go, oh, okay, I think I want to draw this character, and then I'll just spend like an hour drawing that character, and then I'm like, oh, I think I could draw another character, and then I spend another hour or two drawing that other character, and it's just bouncing back and forth between all these characters and all these projects, and never seeing any like gains in any of them. People said like, oh, well, why don't you rotate through them, which I did try, and I guess that's like kind of working the best for me. Like, I kind of pick one major story like a month and then cycle through them as they come, but I don't know, it's like I still get inspired to pursue my other projects, so I don't know if it's the best idea to kind of like suppress the creativity as it comes when it comes to other projects, because if I'm drawing project A and then I suddenly get inspiration, like a super cool idea for project B, like, is it really a good idea to let that idea go off to the wind or whatever, or like write it down? But like, what if I like don't feel like realizing that idea when the month for project B comes around? Because I do have issues with motivation and like energy and stuff, because like I mentioned before, I work, and like a lot of artists, they don't do art as their main job. Like, I have to pay my bills, and thank goodness art isn't paying my job, because I wouldn't be making shit.
Silly bitch.
I don't really have the time and energy to be able to execute all the ideas that's like in my head. So when I do sit down, like, I gotta pick something. And then you have the very ingenious, very life-changing advice of just draw. Like, wow, why didn't I think of that? And then what? I sit down, and then what? I sit on my thumb and hope that it doesn't go in the hole. Like, what am I supposed to draw? Like, who am I supposed to draw? What am I supposed to draw them doing? Like, draw what? It doesn't, like, that advice is so corny to me, because I am drawing, okay? Drawing is not the problem. I need to be drawing something for a longer period than like 3 days, and I need my eyes to stop wandering, I guess, my brain to stop making ideas for like just 10 seconds, so that I can realize the potential that's like brewing inside, I guess. Like, it's tough, like knowing that you have the capability to execute these ideas, and then not, I don't want to say being able to, but not knowing how to. Because like I said, there are like ways to get around this, but I guess I just haven't found the way that works for me, and I don't even know what it's gonna be. Because you can, like, just looking at my channel, you can see that there's so many, like, it's just all over the place. Like, of the 5 videos on this channel, including this one, there are 6 different art styles, because I had like the first video was like the normal style, then it was the retro comic style, then it was the chibis, then it was 2 different styles in the 4th video. There was risograph, and then there was like paper craft. And then in this video, this is also a different style than what I usually go for. So in 5 videos, there were like 6 different styles. And in those 5 videos, there's also like 4 different worlds or stories going on, because I have my superhero world, then there's the other world. Like, it's just, it's too much. Like, having all these ideas it's like almost useless, because having a shit ton of ideas means nothing if you don't execute them, or at least in my opinion. Like, I'm not saying that having that like there's no value in just like, you know, thinking about them. But I want to have the physical, I want to have the product. I want to see the animation. I want to see the viz dev work and the concept art and the character designs. I want to see the creations. I don't want to just imagine them, and I want to share them with people. That's why I made this channel in the first place, because I want to put it out there. You know, I don't want to hide it all the time, but ain't shit to show. So like that's why I didn't post, because nothing was able to fit through the bottleneck. And you know, like just looking around at your peers and like the artists that you look up to, it's tough, because you see people, they have like their thing. Like any artist you can name, not any, but most artists you can name probably have like their thing, right? Like that's you already know when you click on their profile, that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see them drawing like, I don't know, women in bikinis or some crazy shit. Like that's their thing though. You go on their page and you expect that, and they probably don't really struggle with the what to draw dilemma, because they already know. Like and they've made substantial progress. Like them girls in bikinis, they probably gonna look good, because that's the only thing dude draws. So they're able to cultivate the skills necessary to become experts in their field or in drawing, whatever. Like I said, I do have people who lean toward the other end of the spectrum, and I would like, if I could just like lock into one story like they have, like I would see just so much like output, like so much progress. There would be I'm telling you, there would be comics, there'd be animations, there'd be illustrations, there'd be all types of shit. Because like I said, I do work and I do go to college, but I make time for art. Like I will do homework at work, or you know, stay up stupid late just to draw, because it's like something I need to do. Like it's like having to take a shit or something. Like I gotta draw. But the what or the who is always like what trips me up. And making that kind of decision after you already sat down and you already got warmed up, like I don't have the time to be making these decisions on the fly. Like if I only have 3 hours to draw on like a Saturday or something, because I got hella homework due at 11:59 today, I don't have the time to be like sitting around like, I don't know, should I draw a story A or should I draw a story B? Like I should sit down and I need to like get the ball rolling, because I don't want to wait until I graduate to be able to, you know, follow up on my dreams, because like a job is never going to go away. Like I'm never going to be unemployed. That will always take up a majority, I guess, of my day. You as artists who don't do art professionally, or like, you know, as a living, like we kind of have to get used to squeezing art in where it can fit and trying to make it work. So like I'm trying to make it work. Like you would be probably surprised to hear that I draw almost every day, but I just don't have anything to show for it, because I'm sitting around and I'm making all these decisions off the fly, and I've got a folder full of sketches that are like halfway through the line art stage, or haven't even made it through the sketch phase, because there's just so many ideas, like, and they just keep coming and keep coming and coming. So if I could like figure out how to lock in, because like I said, like the only option is to just pick one. It's not the only option, but you can't see substantial progress in several projects at once. Like it has to be one, because once you pick that one, it narrows. Obviously, like there is no more decision to make. Like now it's not, oh well, do I do project A or project B? Now it's, I'm gonna do project B. How am I gonna progress in project B? And for everything, every kind of creative, you know, endeavor you can think of, there are steps to it. Like there are steps to making a comic, there are steps to writing a book, there are steps to writing a song, but you have to decide that's what you want to do first, and that decision is the hard part. But I mean, I know there's like a solution to this somewhere. I don't know where it is. I mean, I'm gonna keep searching, I'm gonna keep drawing, because like the fuck am I gonna do, not draw? Like I'm gonna keep looking for the solution. I'm gonna keep asking around, looking at tutorials, trying new things out, experimenting, because that's really all I can do. Like I can't imagine a world in which I don't draw for a majority of my free time, because it's just I love to do it so much. But it causes me so much, I don't want to say anguish, because I feel like this is a first world problem, but it just causes so much annoyance and having to constantly decide like what it is, what's stopping me, I guess. Like having to do all this soul searching and shadow work and all this kinds of crazy shit just to put the pencil, or just to put the pen on the tablet. Like, it really shouldn't, at least I feel like it shouldn't be that deep. And I feel like it's not, but I've just like overthought myself into like a hole so deep, pause, that I can't even if the answer is extremely clear and it's like sitting right in front of me, I have no idea what it is. And I feel like people are like sick of me talking about it. So I made a whole YouTube video out of it. Doesn't that make sense? But to all 5 people who are subscribed to my channel, thank you, by the way. I actually, my low-key, like my videos have been getting more views than I was expecting them to. Like the number that they're at right now, I'm like, I'm not mad at it, honestly. Like, I thought they would get like 0 views, but they're actually kind of getting like some views. It's always on a Sunday, because I do try to post on a Sunday. But if anyone sees this and they have like if they're going through the same thing, or they were going through the same thing, or they have advice or any like kind of input or whatever, definitely gonna be an open mic in the comments. I'll be down there if anyone is. And I do want to hear people's take on this, because, you know, everyone kind of goes through this thing differently. You know, like I was saying with the solutions, like I feel like the solution, there is no like one idea or anything that you can do it's going to be different for everybody. So if anyone has any takes on it, I'd love to hear it. But I'm going to call it at this point because I ran out of footage. So I'll talk to y'all later.